Hi, everyone. Welcome. Welcome to Space Week. This week from outer space. So every week I've been picking a theme to do. Last week was color theory. This week I decided to get spacey with it. And who best to start out with, if space is our theme, than Marvin. So Marvin is a character who was created by Chuck Jones. And Marvin happens to be my personal favorite character, and he actually didn't appear in very many cartoons. He's always Bugs Bunny's villain. He's a villain of Bugs Bunny, and he always is set out. He's probably like one of the most dangerous villains because he doesn't just want to like kill bugs, but he wants to destroy the entire planet. And does anybody know why he wants to destroy the entire planet? If you know, you can unmute yourself and tell us, or you can write it in the comments. Why would Marvin want to destroy Earth? Nobody knows. He tells us in one of his cartoons. So he wants to destroy Earth, not to rule. That's a good. He wants to destroy Earth because he lives on Mars. And Earth is blocking his view of Venus. So that's his plan. He wants to destroy Earth because, not because he doesn't like humans or rabbits, but because it's blocking his view of Venus. So, all right, we're actually gonna get started. We're gonna get started drawing him. I'm gonna switch to my other camera. So let's see. Oop. All right, so all you need today is paper. Let me make sure this is in focus. How does that look, Scott? Kind of dim, right?
It's a
okay.
little blurry.
Yeah, so yeah, this drawing is really tiny. So if you have it, it's already blurry to begin with on the sheet. So if you have it, just set it to the side. I'm just gonna be drawing step by step. All right, so to make Marvin, and just like all of Chuck's characters, they all start with super simple shapes. So somewhere near the top, I'm turning my paper vertical just so that I'll have some room to draw him and his body. And somewhere near the top, but not at the very top, because I want to leave room for his helmet. But like a little ways down, I'm going to start with a circle. And I always draw kind of lightly and kind of go in sketchy mode until I feel like I have a circle or a shape that I like. So just start with a circle. And you also want to draw lightly because some of these lines get erased afterwards. I'm going to draw darker than you because so you can see it better. But if I were you, you want to use light, sketchy lines. Now, step 2 is drawing a vertical line down, and keep this super sketchy and light because you're going to erase that. And a curved line. These are contour lines. So I'm doing a curved line across because this is just going to help us remember and think about this circle being a sphere or a real ball. So this contour line helps us know where to place things on Marvin's head. So does anybody know why Marvin, do you have any idea? Why he has this weird little skirty thing. He has like a helmet with a broom and like all of his helmet. Yes, Liliana Heather is exactly. It's inspired by the Roman god of Mars, and his costume was inspired by Roman culture. Yeah. So Mars, I think that they did that because Marvin is from Mars. So they wanted him to have a Roman style costume. Or they did the Roman god Mars, who was from, yeah. And so his costume had like a gladiator helmet and like that weird skirt, kind of like a gladiator would wear. All right, so step 3, we're gonna start to draw in his arms. And all we're doing is we're coming straight down from the sides of his head and adding a ball. And the ball is just gonna kind of give us an indication of where his hands are gonna be. And we're gonna draw his hands in later, but this is just gonna tell us a little bit about where his hands might be placed. Okay, now we're gonna add in his torso. So you guys have to let me know. Yes, Liliana Heather Rose, that was Ares. I think that was the Greek name. So it was Mars. You know how the Greek god and goddesses would have one name in for the Greek and one name for Roman. So Mars was Ares, I'm pretty sure. All right, so I'm coming down. We're starting with this torso. And like I said, you guys have to let me know if I'm going too fast. If I'm going too fast, write it in the comments or raise your hand and say, Lee, you're going too fast for me. Slow down. Or if you ever have any questions. So I'm drawing like these two lines coming down from the corners of where I drew his arms in. And then at the bottom, I'm not just gonna draw a straight line across because I want him to look a little 3D. So I'm gonna draw a curved line. So kind of a curved line, the way that that line up there was a curved contour line on his head. So that's his torso. And then I'm coming out a little bit here and here for his like little skirt thing. And then it's a curved line that connects, just like that. Awesome. Now, step number 5, if you're following along on that sheet, is his legs and his feet. So, coming down from his skirt, I'm just drawing in 2 lines, and he has really big feet. Marvin's feet are like outsized. They're giant feet. So, and they're kind of these oval shapes. So I'm just gonna start here. I'm gonna draw a curve, like a big oval shape coming out. And one of his feet goes this direction, and the other one of his other foot goes this direction.
Lee,
So
Lee, there's a couple comments that you're going a bit fast.
Awesome. All right. Thanks for letting me know, Laura. So, yeah, I will slow down. So, take your time. Yeah, that's, and always, if you make a shape and you're like, I don't like that, erase it, fix it. That's why we draw lightly. That's why we sketch. Scott, do you know any Marvin trivia?
Actually, you kind of told the ones that I knew.
No worries. Well, I learned just the other day that Chuck Jones didn't like the name Marvin the Martian. He always called him just Marvin Martian. So now I always call him Marvin Martian instead of Marvin the Martian. I think that the folks over at Warner Brothers changed it to the Martian. So if you wanna call it like call him by the name that Chuck Jones liked, call him Marvin Martian. All right. So I hope I slowed down just a little bit. So everybody should be finishing up maybe with the feet, kind of going in opposite directions. And then we are moving on to one of my favorite parts of Marvin, which is the top of his helmet, which I always thought that part was really funny because I don't know if you guys can see behind me. If you look up, here, I'll turn it up. Marvin's head, the top of his helmet, is really just like a brush. It's like a broom. So I'm not sure exactly where that idea came from. That's a good question. I feel like I should ask that to Craig next time. Craig is Chuck Jones's grandson. And be like, do you know why the broom was chosen for his head? Because it's a very funny choice. So to start with the broom shape, all it is coming from the top of his head is a rectangle shape. So I'm just going to draw in those 2 straight lines coming up off of his head. And I'm just going to connect them. Here. Like that. All right. Oh, all right. Step 7, I think, is just a check-in to see where we are. So, ooh, this is a fun part. So for step 8, that's when we're going to start doing his helmet. And it's this curved line on top of his head. It's actually a couple of curved lines. So I'm going to start over here at the side. And it's a curved line over the top of his head. Kind of like this. And it goes over to the side of his head. And then two kind of straight lines down on the side, that, and another curved line connecting them, kind of like that. And then, because you want his helmet to have some depth, in fact, I don't like this line, so I'm gonna straighten this a little bit for here. Yeah. Out. That's a little bit better. So if you want it to have depth, see this part right here, this very corner, you can just draw a curved line coming down to connect it to the head, like that, to make it look like it's 3D. Then this line right here, so we're on step 8, this bottom line, it's actually 2 lines. So I'm actually gonna erase it a little and fix it up so that it's one curved line across, and then there's a second curved line on top that matches that first line. And that kind of gives it some depth, kind of like that. And then, as always, if you can kind of check your lines, see if you like them, clearing that line up a little bit. All right, looks good to me. Ooh, okay. Now the next step can be a little bit tricky. What we're doing is switch. We're doing the sides. Oop, I switched to the wrong one. Oh, there we are. We're doing the sides of his helmet. So these kind of curved parts that kind of come down, like right here on the side of his helmet. So if you're following along, it's step number 9. And how I do it, you kind of look, all it really is so following this curve right here. So that, remember that tiny little line that we drew that connected the helmet to the head? So you're kind of following along that line and you're just kind of drawing it over and down like this. And then there's right over here, there's actually a little rectangle shape. So it's a little rectangle. And you know what? I think I'm drawing it a little high. So let me bring it down a little bit. So yeah, a little bit high. So just drawing a little rectangle right here. And it's curving up, curving down like that. And then you want to see the top of the rectangle, which is curved like that. Kind of like that. So now I can go back and I can erase any of the lines that would be underneath it so that you can see it a little better. So it's just a rectangle down like that. And then you do the top part of the rectangle, and then it's almost like a triangle shape underneath. And that's probably one of the trickiest parts of Marvin to draw. And once you do it on one side, you gotta come over and do it on the other side, okay? So I'm gonna start here. You're curving that line down.
Jade has her hand raised.
Yeah, Jade, what's up?
I kind of went ahead. Was that okay?
Yeah, sure, totally.
Okay.
And I see your note, Adriana. I'll try to slow down. I'll slow down, and we'll give you guys some time to catch up. Okay. So I started with a little rectangle here, and then all I'm doing is I'm connecting that corner, connecting the bottom corner up, like that, and now I'm going to do the top. And usually it actually looks a little more curved. So maybe I want to curve the bottom a little bit more. Make it look a little more curvy. That, all right. I'm erasing any of the lines underneath it so that I don't get confused, because now this part of his helmet is in front. So I won't see the headlines anymore. So anything that is behind it, I'm erasing. I'm just fixing up the lines afterwards if I've erased over them a little bit. All right, so one thing I don't like, and this is why I kind of always go back and fix it, this is why I draw lightly, is I don't like how his helmet in my drawing, it looks like it's going boop. So I can tell right now that this needs to be a little more curved. So I'm just drawing some curves here that match his head. And that's where the edge of his helmet should be. It should be more of a curve. So I'm gonna fix that. That, a little better. There we go. That's better. A little bit better. All right. Okay. So we're on to step number 10 now. And I can slow down a little bit. So I'm just going to go back and while you guys are catching up, I'm erasing some of like the little extra lines, like this contour line underneath. I don't need it anymore because it's underneath my helmet.
Soren has his hand raised.
Soren, what's up?
I kind of fell behind, so yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. No worries. That's great. You're drawing so far, though. Whoa, way to follow along, Soren. So we'll slow down just a little bit. I wonder, let me go see if I can find.
So I'm kind of stuck on the hat. I'm kind of stuck on
the question.
I'm kind of stuck on the hat, so I can't do it. I don't
You're
understand
stuck on the
how
helmet?
to do the hat.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. I'll try to demo his helmet again. His helmet is one of the trickiest parts of him. So if you want a demo of the helmet again, all it is so here's his head. All it is Soren, you're starting with a curved line across the top of his head, like this. And then below that, another curved line. You should have 2 curved lines. And I'm going to connect them on the sides, like that. Then on the bottom of this, I'm just going to do a third curved line right below the first one to kind of give this helmet like a little lip. So it looks like it has like a little edge. Okay. And Jade asked, why doesn't Marvin have a mouth? You know, I've read that Marvin, his body shape is kind of like that of an ant. And I guess ants have really tiny mouths. But it's kind of funny because he has no mouth and because his eyes are the only feature that is really, that you can see on his body, Chuck had to be really expressive with his body language when drawing Marvin. So you can even see from the drawing that we're starting right now, you can see his body language is that of angry or like frustrated or something. You can see his hands are like balled up and his like, he's definitely like, he's just got a pose on where he's not happy. So especially with Marvin, when you're drawing him, you have to be really expressive because you can't show expression using voice or using like his words. You have to be extra expressive with his body. All right, so if you're following along with the helmet, so I've drawn the head, the top part of his helmet. So Soren, this is the trickier part. So I'm starting on this line right here. I'm just going to draw a curved line coming down. Another curved one on the other side. That and that. Oh, happy early birthday. The CCTTBB. Then Soren, right here on the bottom, I'm just drawing in. It's like a rectangle shape. So a thin rectangle, another thin rectangle. And that curved line should kind of hit it where the bottom of that rectangle is. Like that. Okay. Then Soren, that top part of the rectangle right here, I'm just connecting it to that corner. So I should have this triangle shape. And then I'm going to draw one more line right here that connects the top part of that, just like that. Okay, kind of. All right, hope that helped catch you up a little bit, Soren. All right, so moving on. So we're going to do the top part of his helmet. So all you're doing is at the top of his head, I'm going to draw another curved line that goes over where I drew his original head shape. So it's just a curved line like this because this is going to be the top part of his helmet. Now I can go back and erase the line underneath for his head, like that. So now I have most of his helmet drawn in. the top part of the brush shape. So I knew I drew this in before, this little rectangle shape. So all I'm doing is I'm gonna start on the edges where I started that rectangle shape, but this time I'm drawing a diagonal line. I'm drawing it so that it's coming out. So I'm just drawing 2 lines kind of coming diagonally out like this from the top of his head. And then I'm gonna do a curved line connecting them. Then I'm gonna give that little shape a little edge. So I'm just coming up because I want it to have I want it to look like it's 3D. So I'm giving it a little edge like that. So it's another curved line on top. And I can go back and erase any of the lines below it. That. All right. So now we have, that's the hard part of the brush that's on the top of his head. But right now it's kind of floating and we want to give it a little stem. So all I do is straight from the top of his head, I do 2 little lines, just like that, 2 little lines coming up and a curved line connecting them, like that. So now it is connected to his head or his helmet. And then we have to do the brush part. So for the brush, all you're doing is kind of at a diagonal again. You're coming up on the sides from the top part of the brush. And then if you're following along, we're on step number 11, right there. So see the little brushy part of his helmet. So all I'm doing is I'm just going to do a couple of tall pieces, a couple of short pieces to do his brush, the brush on his head. So I just kind of did like a line that kind of went down like that to make it look like bristles. Go back and erase all those sketchy lines that I don't need anymore. Oh, I like the clay erasers. Somebody said they have like a clay eraser. Like I like the kind that you have to knead, like the kneadable kind. All right, so now his helmet looks pretty good. I'm pretty happy with his helmet. I'm gonna slow down just a little bit to let anybody catch up. In fact, can you just by a show of hands, if you need me to slow down, if you need me to go over anything again, hold your hand up or raise your hand, okay? All right, okay, so yes, I see a couple of hands, so I'm gonna slow down just a little bit. Gives you some time to catch up. While you're waiting, if you are already caught up, you can start to like do a design in the background. You can try to put him somewhere. Like, I don't know, maybe is he like standing on? Ooh, maybe he's like standing on a planet. And draw a planet behind him. Some craters. Big craters. Some little craters. It's like the Swiss cheese. It's like he's standing on Swiss cheese. And maybe in the background there's like some stars because he's in space. I don't know. Something like that. All right. A couple more craters. I can shade and color them in later. So he's on Mars, so I think I would color in my Mars red because Mars is known as the red planet. Yeah, you can work on the background. You don't have to put them on Mars either. You could put them anywhere. You could be crazy. You could put him at the bottom of the ocean. You could put Marvin in the jungle, in the rainforest. Maybe he's on like a mystery planet. Or maybe there's a shooting star back here. Star, it's gonna be shooting.
Claire is asking if she could show.
Sure, yeah, totally, Claire. Let's see. Whoa, you went way far ahead. Oh my gosh, so good. If you're like steps ahead of us and you want to like color yours in, or oh wait, is that like an army of Martians behind him wearing waving flags?
Actually, I don't know. I mean, like in a cartoon in Duck Dodgers, it showed some robots, so I added the.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the Duck Dodger cartoon. You're right. Oh, that's awesome. Really nice work. I love it. I would add some color to it. Give him some color.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, no problem. All right, so we're gonna continue with step number 12, which is his face and his eyes. So remember how we drew that curved line here? That curved line, that contour line, is gonna help us when we draw in his eyes. So I'm following along on this line right here. That's gonna be the top part of his eyes. And Marvin has an angry expression. He is not happy in this picture. So I'm gonna draw in, it's just you kind of come down and up like this. Almost like he has glasses, but he doesn't. And then copying that same shape, so coming down like that and across and up. And then his pupils kind of close together. One's going to be here, the other one. And I'm actually only drawing part of them, part of the pupils, because part of them are obscured or like covered by that curve. So right now he looks pretty angry. And I can tell that I want to make this one a little bit bigger because I think I didn't do it the same size as the first one. That, a little better. All right. Fix this line up. A little bit better. Awesome. Then to make him really look angry, I can give him some eyebrows. So I'm just gonna give him the gesture of an eyebrow because Marvin's face is black. Like his face, he's got like an ant face. So if you're gonna color him in, you might not see these lines, but like if you want to just do the hint of like an eyebrow coming down, you can. In fact, I think I didn't do them at a sharp enough angle. The sharper the angle coming down for an eyebrow, the angrier somebody looks. That's true of all humans. Okay. I'm gonna fix up this line down here just a little bit. It's bothering me that it's not curved enough. I'm gonna do it a little bit smaller actually. I'm gonna do it right here. Sometimes I like to turn my paper when I draw to help me get the right angle to draw lines in. A little better. All right. Cool. All right. So if you have his face in, now we're going to work on his arms and his hands. So I don't know if you guys have ever noticed, but almost all cartoons in their hands, they never draw in like the real fingers. Almost every cartoon has gloves on. So it's not true of Daffy behind me, but here we'll switch to the camera so you can see behind me. So Marvin has white gloves on, and so does Bugs. And it's true of a lot of cartoons, and even in Disney, that a lot of times the animators will draw the characters' hands wearing gloves because it's easier to draw. And they tend to not put as many fingers. So a lot of characters like Mickey Mouse, they only have 3 fingers because sometimes when you're drawing all 4 fingers plus a thumb, it's a lot. It's a lot of fingers to keep track of. And so just to simplify, because cartooning is all about simplifying and making it as easy to draw as you can, because remember you have to draw these characters over and over and over again. So sometimes they give them gloves on to help them make it simpler, and they limit the number of fingers. In fact, Marvin only has 3 fingers. So I'm going to start on the side here, and I'm going to start drawing in some of the 2 lines for his arms. So coming down, one arm and the other. That. And now I'm gonna fix his hand a little bit. So I'm erasing the circle I originally did. I can still see the hint of it a little bit. You might not be able to in the image, but I can still see a little bit where I drew it. So it's gonna help me. But I'm right around the edge. I'm gonna give him a little glove. So I'm doing a curve and then coming around. And then, so instead of a ball for a hand, I'm just gonna kind of go like give him some fingers. So like 1, there's 2, there's 3, and then his thumb is kind of tucked up inside of here. So all I have is like a curved line here for a finger, another curved line here for another finger, and then his third finger comes up over here. And then I always like to do the 3 little lines coming down, 1, 2, 3, just to kind of show that it's fabric. It's like he really has a glove on. So there's one arm. I'll do the other one on the other side. And I'm realizing, looking at my picture, that the first line I drew on the outside was a little too far over, so I'm bringing his arm in just a little bit. So it's a straight line down, straight line down. I just do a curve at the end.
Lee, there's a request to slow down a little again.
Sure, sure, yeah. Yeah, it's tricky because everybody works at different paces. So I can slow down a little bit, totally. Thanks, Scott.
Welcome, thank you.
Yeah, so I'm just trying to match what I did on the other side. So I just did a curved line at here and another curved line. It's very little, it's very tiny. If you look on step 14, you can kind of see it's just a very tiny, you're just doing like the wrist part of his like glove. And then all I'm doing is coming down from that wrist part. And I'm gonna do like one little curve because that's gonna be his thumb. And come down the other side. I'm doing a kind of a one curve for his one finger. Another one over here for a second finger. And then a third one here. Kind of connects over here like this for his third finger. Because he only has 3. He only has 3 fingers and a thumb. And then I add in 1, 2, 3 little lines at the top. Just like that. If I want to get fancy, I can add in a little like curve line here to kind of show that that's where his thumb, he's like holding his thumb underneath like this. So you're drawing in like a little curved line here. The inside of where his thumb is underneath, because he's got his hands are balled up like this because he's angry. He's got a very angry pose. Okay. So I'm just going back and kind of solidifying and fixing up some of my lines. If you want to, on his face, you can go back and erase some of those contour lines that you don't need anymore, because we're pretty much done with his face except for coloring in. Yeah. All right. Now I'm going to start doing his like skirt. So he's got like a pretty funny little skirt. His skirt is it's like a gladiator skirt. So it's got all these like little like pizza slices that are coming off of it. So starting right here, I'm just going to draw. I'm going to kind of come out like this. Draw a couple of diagonal lines like this. Like that. And all I'm going to do, so you see this curved line down here. This is the bottom part of a skirt. All I'm going to do is I'm going to do another curved line below it. So I'm giving his like skirt a little lip. And as that line curves to the side, I angle it up so that it forms like a little triangle on the corner. So I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. I'm going to angle.
I'm sorry to interrupt. Jade has her hand up.
Sure. Wow. That's
Yeah.
awesome. Megan, you went way ahead. I love it. Megan, you should add a background to that
Thank you.
drawing. That's awesome. Really good drawing. Really, really good. Okay, for those of us who are here,
By
I'm
the way,
gonna.
it's Jade.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry, Jade. I apologize. Sorry, Jade. I'm all out of sorts today. So I'm just kind of erased those two lines I did because now I'm doing one and then making like little V's. So I'm doing a little V shape right there. So I'm starting at the top. I'm going to come down. I'm doing a V, just like that. And then I'm going to come down like that, straight. And I'm going to erase the lines that are in the middle of that V because his skirt comes out like this. So there's different like parts of it. There's like little sections of his little gladiator skirt, just like that. All right. For his feet, no, I'm trying to slow down. All right, so for his feet, we've already drawn in like a little bit of his leg, but right now he's standing on stick legs and we need to make his legs true. So so we're gonna start, and instead of doing two straight lines down, we're gonna do two V's. So we're another V, so kind of coming down like this. So like almost like a letter V, a really shallow V with a curved line at the bottom. So line like this, a little V. We're doing his little tiny little legs. And then Marvin wears sneakers. He has these big sneakers on. Actually, a bunch of the characters, another one of my favorite characters has sneakers like this, and that's the character that is like the big red hairy monster, whose name is, oh, what is it? It's not
Gossamer.
Gossamer, thank you. Gossamer, thank you, Scott. Gossamer also has sneakers that are almost identical to Marvin. I always wondered if they shopped at the same sneaker store because their sneakers are identical. Are there any other characters that have sneakers like Marvin, Scott, that you know of?
Probably.
Yeah, I have to go back and look. I always remembered that Gossamers were the same sneakers. So I'm just fixing the shoe up a little bit. I'm doing that curving line. So he has these curving lines at the top, so it kind of curves down and then back up, kind of like that. And there's another one that curves down and then, oops, back up like that, kind of like that. And then there's some like angled lines, so angled curves that go like this across, like three of them. 1, 2, 3. And I'm actually going to fix up the back of his shoe. It looks a little strange to me. So I'm just going to narrow it because it looks a little bit like that. And then there's always a little like oval that's always back there. And then I'm gonna give his shoe a bottom. I'm just doing another curve line up and around. A little bit like this. Kind of like that. I don't like how that looks on the bottom. So see, when I draw, I just draw lightly. And if I don't like a line, I go back and then I fix it up. Erase it. That's a little better. All right, there we go. So I've done these curvy lines coming from where his legs are coming out. Two kind of shallow, they're almost like little S-shaped lines. You add in that little oval right there.
Claire has her hand raised.
Claire. Let's see. Whoa, nice. Nice job. Really nice, Marvin. Really, really nice, Marvin. That's awesome. So I'm curious, does anybody here have a favorite Chuck Jones character? You have a favorite Chuck Jones character, write it in on the comments. Yeah.
Bugs Bunny.
Bugs
And
Bunny
Marvin.
is your favorite, Jade? Nice.
And Marvin.
Yeah, Yeah, those are two good ones. Bugs. Bugs is definitely a winner.
Sophia and Emily?
Yeah, let's see,
I
girls.
like Bugs Bunny, but I like drawing Marvin the Martian.
Marvin he's definitely one of my favorites. He's so like iconic looking. Thanks for, yeah, Soren, who's your favorite?
I have 3 favorites. Wile E. Coyote, Roller Runner, and Marvin Martian.
Really? That's
Yes.
cool. I like that you said the Roadrunner. Roadrunner is one of my favorites too. Although when I was a little girl, my brother and I.
Chicken who runs on the road.
Oh yeah. My brother and I had 2 cats, and our cats' names. Mine was Jerry, and my brother's was Tom. The Tom and Jerry were always 2 of the. We watched a lot of those cartoons as a kid. All right. So I'm just doing the other shoe the same way I did the first shoe with those curving lines. Curved line that goes up and around for the bottom of his shoe. Just like that. And once you've finished his shoe, you're pretty much done. You can go back and like erase and fix up any lines you don't like. You can start to add some color. So Marvin's color did change throughout the cartoons. I think the first cartoon he was in, he was, I think, all green, but then they might have added in some reds. But his face has always been black because just like a black ant, his face has always been black colored. Let's see. But yeah, the most recent colors, if you want to color him true to how he looks now, then you're going to need a green, or like a kind of a bright good green color for his helmet and his skirt. You're going to need a red for his body and his legs and the bottom of his shoes. And you're going to need like two colors of yellow, like a brighter colored yellow for the brush part of his helmet, and a yellow that has a little bit more orange, like a little bit of an orangier yellow for the brush part of his helmet. In fact, here, I'll switch to my other camera so you can see Marvin behind me. So you get a sense of his colors. So I'm picking so you see how he's got red for his body. He's got like a red bodysuit. He's got green for his helmet and for his skirt. And see how there's like a brighter yellow for his brush, but then there's like an orangey or brownish kind of color yellow for his for the helmet, at the bottom part of the helmet. So if you want to color him true to form, then you're going to need those 4 colors. All right. I have my colors ready. Oh, and you're also going to need black for his face. You want it, or you can just color it in with your pencil. So now that I have my 4 colors picked out, I can start to add in some color and fix them up. Start to color them in. Yeah. So I heard Bugs was a favorite. Who here knows Gossamer? Gossamer is like only in a few cartoons, but
He's shaped as like a heart, kind of.
Yeah, he is. He's kind of like heart shaped, and he's all hair. And I always loved Gossamer. Gossamer was always one of my favorite characters too. He's also kind of cool looking. Well, we have about 10 minutes left. So if anybody wants to share, put your hand up, and I'd love to see your Marvins. Or if you want to keep working, you can take your time. Oh, I see some people holding them up. Let's see. Oh, awesome. Wow, that looks great. I love where you put him. Where is Marvin?
Marvin's with his sisters.
Who are Marvin's sisters? I didn't know he had sisters. What are Marvin's sisters' names?
Sister.
Are they like Melinda or Marsha? Marsha Martian?
No?
I love that you gave him sisters. That's awesome. Good job. Thanks for sharing.
She's only
There's
4.
Adriana.
Oh, wow, I'm really impressed. That's really impressive for her Marvin. Hi. Oh, let's see. Wow. Oh, that's good. You did an awesome job.
That's Mark.
Really nice. Really, I like his expression. He looks very angry. And you were putting him on Mars.
Yeah.
Nice. Good work. Really good work. Awesome. Is there anybody else who wants to share?
There's Victoria.
Hi, Victoria.
Hi.
Hi, let's see. Ooh, nice. Ooh, nice job with the 3D of his skirt and the bugs. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Nice job.
Thank you.
Good drawing. Have you drawn Marvin before? No? I'm doubly impressed because it looks like you have experience. Nice job. All right. Who else would like to share?
Sophia and Emily.
Hi, Sophia. Hi, Emily. Let's see, girls.
So here's what I have so far.
Ooh. That looks awesome. Nice. Good drawing. Really good drawing. Where is he going to be? Where are you going to put him?
Yeah, we got. This is my drawing so far.
Ooh, that looks really good too. Nice. Nice, girls. Are you going to put him, is he going to be standing on, are you going to give him a background?
Yeah, I'm gonna give him a background. I'm not sure if I want to give him a background.
I'm not sure yet. That's okay. Nice job with the drawings. Really good work. I see. Oh, hi, Liliana. Hi, Heather Rose. Let's see, girls. Ooh, wait, what is he saying?
He's saying you are an intruder from planet that blocks Venus. You know, like
That's awesome. I love it. I love it. That's really, really good. He has, so Marvin always has like a ray gun, and oh, I'd have to look up the name. Oh, it's like a crazy name. It's like the Elodium 23P94, like something. Wow, that's awesome. What's he saying in yours?
I don't remember. Oh, he's saying, "Ooh, I'm very angry."
He looks great. He looks great. Nice job. Really nice job. Oh yeah. Would anybody else like to share? Yeah. Oh, Scott, do you know what the his ray gun is called?
I think it's like Q36 modulator.
Oh, the Q36 modulator.
I'll look it up.
Yeah, it's okay. I can look it up too. You're working on that because also Laura asked where the recordings are going. So Laura, the recordings are going. We're posting them on our YouTube page, which is called Chuck Redux. So yeah, they go there. So if you ever want to like go back and rewatch, or like if you want to do something in your own time, if you know you're like are a slow worker and you want to like pause and go back, you can always find, if they get posted, you know, probably within a week or so, the recordings do. So you can find them there. Let me see if I can find what Marvin's ray gun is called.
Caden has his hand up.
The Illudium Q36, you're right, explosive space modulator.
Mhm.
All right. Yeah, Caden, let's see. Wow, that looks great. Really good drawing. He has such expression. I love it. Nice job, Caden. Yes, Adriana, I will put in the link so that you know where they are. Hold on. Let me see if I can find them.
Oh,
Anybody else?
I was gonna paste that right now.
Oh, you've got that, Scott. That's super helpful. Thank you, Scott. Yes. So it's in the comments if you want to know where they are. Yeah, that's super helpful if you ever want to go back and rewatch. All right. We have a few minutes left if anybody else wants to share their works or works in progress. I know I'm not finished yet either. So Marvin's little legs are red, and even his arms, because he's like wearing like a red bodysuit, but his hands are white. Yeah.
There's Jade.
If you push on the link, does it work?
If you click on that link?
Yeah.
I think so. I think that if you clicked on that link, it should work.
Oh yeah, because it's blue.
Yeah, it should work.
Yeah, it works for me.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, it worked. Thanks.
Okay.
Sounds good. So yeah, if you wanted to get really fancy, if you wanted to add to your drawing, you could draw his. So Marvin in one of the cartoons has a giant telescope, which is what he's looking through. Maybe I'll draw Earth in the background. Maybe Earth is back over here, because Earth is what's blocking his view, and he's looking at it. If I was going to draw Earth, then I would draw it mostly blue with a little bit of green. But from space, the Earth is almost all blue. And the blue color. All right. We have a few minutes left, so.
Laura has her hand up.
Yeah, let's see, Laura. Hi.
So I'm gonna add something under him, but this is him so far.
Oh, wow. I like that you outlined and traced him in the black marker. That looks awesome. Really, really nice. Nice job coloring him in too. Nice. Good work. This would be a funny Halloween costume. A Marvin costume. You'd have to get a gladiator helmet. And you'd have to I don't know. This could be kind of fun. A fun costume. With a ray gun. Don't know why I'm already thinking of Halloween. It's not even summer yet. All right. But yeah, does anybody else want to share their works? Or works in progress? Doesn't have to be finished. No. Everybody works at a different pace.
There's
Ooh,
Claire.
Hi. Whoa, I can't see when you're spinning around like that. Nice job. Oh, awesome. Wait, what's he thinking? Is that like a thought bubble above his head?
Yeah.
Is he just thinking angry thoughts? Is that why they're all a swirl?
Yeah.
So he's so upset he can't even think of a straight thought. That's awesome. I love it. That's a clever little detail. Hi, girls.
Yeah,
I finished coloring.
Ooh, nice. Nice job. That looks awesome. That looks so good. That's a really good Marvin. His little fists are clenched. All right. Yeah, Soren, let's see.
I just want to show you my finished pieces from Big Draw.
Ooh, nice. Nice job, Soren. I love that mandala. I knew you were working hard on that. That looks great. Ooh, nice.
So the road is double colored. One half is orange, one half is red.
That's so cool. So, Soren, just so you know that for the cities, the future cities from the future, we're going to be doing that project again this week for Space Week. We're going to be drawing a futuristic city. So you're going to get some more practice doing that. And so
nice. I want to show you this. I didn't kind of show you it well. So here's a pizza monster, and he's saying, "What the?" Because his skirt turned into a pizza skirt. Because his skirt is made out of real pizza, and the pizza monster is coming to eat it, and the 3 stars are about to eat it.
That's hysterical, Soren.
Marvin Martian's like, "What the? What if his skirt turned into a pizza?" But he's just like, "What the?" This.
It definitely sounds like something Bugs Bunny planned.
Nobody planned it. Suddenly something like stupidly happened, and he's about to get eaten up with his skirts. So yeah, and then I didn't draw that part, but I'll tell you. Humans are gonna save him, so he'll never decide to destroy Earth again.
Awesome, I like that.
And in this picture, he's not actually like mad. He's like surprised.
Maybe he discovers how delicious pizza is, and he doesn't want to destroy the Earth because that's where pizza comes from. Because he takes a bite of his skirt.
Not really, because humans actually save him from getting eaten up.
Nice job, Soren. Thank you for sharing. That was really good.
Here's Isaac.
Yeah. Hi. Hi, show it. Can we see what you got?
Yeah, so I'm not very proud of the actual Marvin, but you were talking about how you may have been partly inspired by black ants. So yeah. I decided to spend some time just scribbling that and what that might look like.
Oh, that's awesome. With the antenna. That's awesome. And his like the mandibles coming down. That's so cool. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that he was inspired by a black ant, like wearing a gladiator outfit. I love that. I love that drawing. That's awesome.
Very cool.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks for sharing with us.
Sorry. Here's Victoria.
Oh, okay. Hi, Victoria.
Hi. I finished coloring.
Ooh. Oh, nice. Nice little shadow you gave him.
And my mom participated as well.
Oh, awesome. I love it. Tell your mom she did a great job. Nice job. I love family art time.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining.
Thank you.
Yeah. Hey, Jade.
So I had an idea of cutting Marvin out and then doing multiple backgrounds. So then do this, and then you can like put it on top, so then you just don't do one background. You can do.
That's really cool. Yeah, you could make like a whole like puppet like thing of him. You could like make his like ray gun. You could make his like telescope.
Yeah.
There's even like a little dog in one of the cartoons that he like talks to. It also has like a little gladiator skirt on. You'd have to search a picture for it. But yeah, I love that idea. That's great. Yeah. Does anybody else have anything they want to share?
Liliana and Heather Rose would like to share their mandala.
Oh, sure, girls. Yeah. We'll do a quick mandala share. Ooh, that came out so pretty.
Fun.
Wow, it really does look like a kaleidoscope. Beautiful work. Really beautiful. Thanks for sharing. Oh, nice.
Mine's almost finished.
Wow, I really love that
I
you're
just need
taking
to color in the rest of these little squares. I'm going to leave the squares with the red on them white.
I love that you really took your time and like added all those details. Those are beautiful, really beautiful. I'm glad you guys came to Big Draw. Yeah, so for the rest of this week, we're doing space themed projects. So some of them we might have done before, but if you have, it's kind of awesome because we're drawing in, I think starting tomorrow, we're doing future cities from the future, and we're learning about perspective. So you may need to grab a ruler for that. I don't know if I wrote that down in the materials list, but it's helpful to have a ruler or at least like something straight, a straight edge that you can draw with. But if you've done it before, it's still a fun project to draw again because you could draw a totally different city. So that is tomorrow, and then the rest of the week are also space-themed projects. But I hope you guys had fun drawing Marvin, and I hope I see you tomorrow. Great job, everyone. Really, really good work.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you so much.
Okay, bye.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Look it!
Bye.
bye.